With so many incredible cameras launched this past year, it might be a little bit overwhelming deciding which one of these cameras to purchase either as a gift for someone else or for yourself. So in this video, my goal is to break down each and help you understand what they're good for and who might benefit best from each. We're going to be talking about the 360 cameras by DJI and Insta360, as well as Insta360's Go Ultra, DJI's Action series, and the YouTuber's best friend, the Osmo Pocket 3. First of all, we're going to be focusing on the Insta360 X5 and the Osmo 360 by DJI. Insta360 is now on their 5th generation of 360 cameras, and then the DJI Osmo 360 is on its 1st generation. This will make a bit of a difference. The other main difference here is the fact that the DJI version of this has a 1-inch sensor, or two 1-inch sensors, which theoretically allow it to capture more light, making it better in low light situations. However, Insta360 has more processing power, so it can use a lot of like AI features to enhance the video in low light. And I actually think it's a more usable image for me in low light with the Insta360 X5 versus the Osmo 360. But let's just talk about 360 cameras in general. 360 cameras, of course, capture a spherical image, everything around them. So you have the two lenses on each side, and they're stitched together in software within the camera, both in the exact same way, and they're spat out as a file. It's worth noting that the files that come off of these things are quite large. Both of them film in 8K, so that's worth paying attention to. Both of these cameras are waterproof, so they effectively work as action cameras as well. But there is one main big difference between these two cameras. This one has replaceable lenses, user replaceable lenses. So if you scratch the protruding lens, you can replace them. With the DJI Osmo 360, they are not user replaceable. You can send them off to DJI and they'll replace them for about $30. However, that requires you sending them off and probably not getting this thing back, whereas this thing can be replaced in a matter of minutes. The amazing thing about these cameras, of course, because they capture everything around you, you don't have to focus on them too much. You can pretty much just place this thing wherever you need it, and then you can recompose it later. This is great if you're going in immersive environments like traveling, or you're trying to capture behind the scenes content, or anything that you need a really unique perspective on, or a super wide angle. You can just set these up and then recompose later. And that is where the extra effort comes in, and also where these two cameras differ. Of course, we're predominantly watching things on 16:9 or vertical format for things like YouTube and Instagram. We're not often consuming content at the moment in 360, which means that you're going to have to select a portion of the video that is recorded on these things and export for those platforms. Both have apps that work with them, and you can transfer the footage wirelessly through the Mimo app for the Osmo 360 and the Insta360 app for the Insta360 camera. Both are pretty straightforward, but the Insta360 software is definitely more user-friendly and more feature-rich. This is the 5th generation of cameras, so they've had a lot of time to iron out the kinks and to find all sorts of really interesting additions to the software that make this so much more usable. I find the user experience with this, from filming to posting, is much smoother than the Osmo 360, which is the 1st generation of camera. So although this has slightly better image quality, this one is way more user-friendly. Both also have computer software, so if you're doing more professional work, you want to put this content in YouTube videos, then you can recompose them using that software as well. And again, in my opinion, Insta360's software for recomposition is much better. When it comes to accessories, both of these cameras give you the ability to connect wireless microphones. Insta360 has the Mic Air, and DJI, of course, has a rich ecosystem of microphones that connect to this. You can connect 2 microphones to each of them. I would say that the microphone integration with the DJI Osmo 360 is definitely better. They have a way better microphone system with the DJI products already. Their mics are great. In fact, I'm using one right now. However, if you get the Mic Air and the Insta360 X5, it also works equally great. So you can actually vlog on these things, and there are all sorts of different modes. So you don't have to just film in 360. You can also film in single lens mode as well. And I will say that single lens mode on the DJI Osmo360 is slightly better than that of Insta360. These things are really clever in the way that they stitch the two images together automatically. They eliminate the selfie stick that comes with them, allowing you to have essentially a floating camera, which is a really cool feature with these cameras. So with that being said, who would these cameras be great for? Well, if you have somebody that's really into camera gear in your life, like a photographer or a videographer, there's a chance that they don't have a 360 camera, and these can be super helpful for filming things like behind the scenes and getting really unique angles. I think that any photography person or videographer would be really excited by one of these as a gift. I would personally probably go for the Insta360, but also if somebody in your life has a lot of DJI stuff, perhaps this could integrate well as well. As always, all the links to all this gear, affiliate links, are down below. If you can purchase through those, it really helps me out. I get a little percentage for recommending you to those links. So next, let's talk about arguably one of the most popular cameras of the past couple of years, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So what makes this tiny camera so popular? Well, there are numerous things. First of all, it has a 1-inch sensor, which allows more light to get to it, which gives you a better quality image in low light environments, in night environments, and indoors. It also shoots in 4K up to 120 frames per second, which means that you can get really good slow-mo out of this camera. The other thing is the obvious integrated gimbal. If you put it on a tripod, it will track you. So it's like having a cameraman built into your camera. And the gimbal also helps remove any vibrations or shakes whenever you're walking, allowing you to get a smoother image. It's of course tiny and has a really easy to hold form factor, and it has seamless integration with DJI's microphone system, like the microphone that I'm using right now, the Mic Mini. You can connect 2 microphones to this thing, which will allow you to do interviews and make it super useful in all sorts of filming scenarios. There are also a bunch of accessories that you can get for the Osmo Pocket 3, my favorite being this set of lens filters. On here, you have a bunch of different ND filters and polarizing filters as well, and ND polarizers, which will really allow you to dial in the settings here to get a much more professional image. It's like adding a pair of sunglasses to your lenses, and they just magnetically clip onto the front of this lens here. This is absolutely a must-have if you're trying to get a professional image out of this camera. And if you just want to get a little bit more creative with shutter speeds and stuff like that, this thing is really a good accessory to have. You can also get a wide angle lens for this, but aside from that, there's only really 2 focal lengths that you can get. You can get the like 24mm roughly equivalent, and then the wide angle lens as well. There's also seamless pairing to the DJI Mimo app, allowing you to see your footage on your phone and then download it directly to your phone so you can post it immediately off of that. And then of course you can put it on your computer and edit it into a YouTube video as well. The image quality out of this thing is really incredible. I think it's like 2 years old now, and I really think that this will stand the test of time. I've made numerous videos about that, so if you want to check those out on my YouTube channel, you can find out a little bit more about this camera, but I still think it holds up this year. It is worth noting that there are rumors that they're going to release a DJI Osmo Pocket 4, which will be the next generation to this, but we still don't know when that's going to be released. So who is this camera for? Well, I think this camera is for anybody from a complete beginner all the way up to a professional. It's so simple to use, but it also has the ability to use a bunch of professional settings and dial in the settings as you want. I think this is for somebody who's looking to start perhaps a YouTube journey, or perhaps a small business owner, somebody that wants to film some content about their business or projects that they're working on. I think this is a great, high quality, go-to, easy to use tool for that. I've used this from everything from YouTube all the way to professional jobs. It's really saved my ass in a few scenarios. And the fact that it's so small, it's not super intimidating when you're filming interviews perhaps with someone else. It kind of allows you to get a more natural reaction from other people on camera as well. So that's who I think this is for. So next up on the list are action cameras. These things have a tiny little form factor. They're rugged and they are waterproof. This is great for, of course, action sports, but they can also be used for stuff like vlogging as well. My camera's about to fall off. That was pretty scary. And the camera that I'm filming on right now probably couldn't handle a fall. Unlike this action camera, I could probably drop this thing and it'd be totally fine. Downsides of this, of course, are action cameras have smaller sensors, which means that they are worse in lower light environments. These really are designed for action sports in bright environments. Think about surfing, snowboarding and stuff like that. You can get a great image out of this. When it gets to lower light scenarios, it doesn't perform as well, such as indoors, which is why something like the Osmo Pocket 3 would be a little bit better in those scenarios. These action cameras by DJI and GoPro now do allow you to connect wireless microphones. Of course, once again, the DJI ecosystem with the microphones being so good, they connect seamlessly to these action cameras, and you can once again connect 2 of the microphones to these cameras as well, which makes them actually really good for vlogging as well. The only other thing about these action cameras is that whenever you film with them, pretty much everything in the background is also in focus, which can be quite distracting if you're trying to do any talking head stuff or any vlogging. With action sports, it kind of doesn't matter as much because you're constantly moving, but it does make a bit of a difference, which makes the Osmo Pocket 3 a great alternative with that blurry background that comes naturally with that 1-inch sensor. So with that being said, who is the action camera, the DJI Action 6 Pro for? Well, this is going to be for, of course, somebody that does more action sports. Rugged, waterproof, it really will stand the test of time. These things could get beat up quite a bit and still keep on going. They are also a cheaper alternative. The Action 5 Pro is now something like between $250 and $300, which makes this a great little budget camera if you want to do some vlogging here and there. You want something rugged and small that will fit in your pocket. I think this is a great option. There is also a pro mode here where you can set some of the settings to your preference, and it also films in 10-bit color, which allows you to do a bit more in post-production with color grading. So that is a positive. This thing really is a feature-packed action camera. I've made other videos about the Action 5 Pro for vlogging, so I'll leave a little thing that comes up here, and I'll also leave a link down in the description if you want to check that out. So finally, we're going to talk about this little tiny camera, the Insta360 Go Ultra. It's kind of a hybrid between an action camera and then a vlogging camera as well. It's kind of created its own little category. So this thing has, of course, like I showed you, a flip up screen, which will allow you to see yourself and vlog. It will also have this removable camera module, which is fully waterproof and allows you to do action sports and capture everything in the same way that an action camera will. The image sensor is a little bit smaller than something like the Osmo Pocket 3, which is a 1-inch sensor, so it doesn't work as well in low light, and it's not as professional if you're talking about that kind of spectrum between complete beginner and complete professional. And it doesn't have as many professional features as something like the Pocket 3, but the fact that it is kind of modular allows you to use this thing in some really interesting ways. You can also connect wireless microphones to it seamlessly, and the camera itself, because it's removable, you can mount it in all sorts of different places. The back of this is magnetic. It comes with a magnetic pendant, so you can clip it to your chest and get interesting point of view shots. And it will also magnetically connect to anything made of metal. And I've used this in so many different scenarios to get a more dynamic shot and to tell a more interesting story. You just literally mount this to anything that is magnetic. Here I have a selfie stick with a stand on it, and then the magnetic mount connects directly to the camera itself. So you can use this thing as a standalone camera. You actually don't need the Action Pod. But the cool thing about this Action Pod is it allows you to remotely control and view the image from the camera from a distance. So I can mount this somewhere and then monitor my image and change all the settings and start and stop recording whilst this is in a separate location. And it also works seamlessly with the Insta360 app. So if you want to take this camera with you and leave everything else at home, you can still change settings and everything like that with this little camera piece. It doesn't have a screen on it or anything other than one singular button, which allows you to start and stop recording. I'm sure you've seen those images of cats chasing after each other on social media. If you haven't, I'd highly recommend you go check those out. Those are often using the Insta360 Go attached to a little collar mount on the cat, which allows for a really unique perspective. So with that being said, who is this camera for? Well, I think this is a great all-rounder camera for anybody that wants to start creating content or capturing their life. I think this is the sort of upgrade from an action camera, where action cameras kind of got left in drawers. this camera will get used. It's so small and compact that you can put it in your bag or your pocket in either configuration, either as a standalone little camera unit or with the Action pod, and you can mount it to anywhere, which makes it super usable. The fact that you can vlog with it by seeing yourself. There's also a bunch of different accessories that come with this, such as a mount that you can mount on your hat for POV shots. There's a toddler Titan mode, so you can put a really wide angle lens with a shallow depth of field on this thing and then have your toddler run around and it will capture its facial expressions. A bit of an odd one, but it also works as a macro lens as well. And then of course, many of the other Insta360 accessories work as well. And Insta360 is always coming up with really interesting accessories for these things. They've recently released this tiny little ring remote, which allows you to remotely record your Insta360 cameras from pretty much anywhere. They've also got an interesting camera grip that's coming out for the X5. So Insta360 is constantly finding really interesting accessories and ways for you to use your Insta360 cameras. Okay, with the dead battery on my Canon R5, we've switched to the Osmo Pocket 3, and I hope that has helped you make a bit of a better decision as to which camera you might want to purchase for this holiday season and the up and coming 2026 year. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. Once again, all of the links to all this gear is down in the description. If you can use my affiliate links, that helps me greatly. I'll get a little bit of a kickback and it helps me to grow this channel and make more of these videos. Subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.